On today's video, we'll be talking about 5 signs that you may need to take a social media fast. Hi everyone, I'm Crystal and this is Crystal Uncut, where I give you the real on money management, wellness, and personal development so we can all grow into being our best selves. While it's pretty self-explanatory, a social media fast is a given time period where you are off social media. People do this for a lot of different reasons. And I am currently in the middle of a 30-day social media fast from January 1st, 2021 through January 31st, 2021. I wanted to embark on this fast because I felt like social media, I think it's a little dramatic to say that I felt like social media was controlling my life, but I really felt like a lot of my time was spent to reacting to other people's opinions and other people's thoughts on social media, as opposed to really controlling my own thoughts and my own ideas and then sharing them or receiving feedback on social media. So I felt like social media was controlling far too much of my mood, my feeling about the world, and more importantly, my time. And I'm the type of person who I really need a black and white, like clean cut type of program for behavior change, right? Like I'm not the type of person who, just, what do they say? There's like a weight loss thing where people are like, oh, just, you can have the cookie, but just have one. Like, that's not who I am. I will eat the whole pack. And so when it came to social media, I tried the looking at your screen time and the locking your phone like after you're done over X amount of time. And none of that really worked. Like I would unlock it, I would, get my phone and I would go on it at night, I would lose sleep, and it just was not good for me, especially because I didn't really feel like social media was adding value to my life. I was just taking what other people were posting, what other people saying, and essentially internalizing it. And for me, it was very unhealthy, and I felt like I really needed to take control over my relationship with social media. So that's why I did my social media fast. But here are 5 signs that you may also want to do one. Sign number 1, you check your phone first thing in the morning. Before you brush your teeth, before you drink water, the first thing you do is check your phone. This is very unhealthy because your phone is presenting you with so much information when it comes to Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and whatever social media site that you may be on, that the first thing you're now doing in your day is reacting to other people's information instead of deciding what your priorities are for that day, how you want to set your morning, and giving yourself some time to wake up and get prepared for the world. Instead of you owning your day, you are now affected by what other people on your social media have said, and your mood has changed, and you've really erased any chance for a fresh start. So that's why I would say sign number 1 that you might want to consider a social media fast is if it's the first thing you check in the morning. Sign number 2 you might want to consider a social media fast is that you sometimes can't focus on tasks at hand because you're too distracted by your phone. This has happened all too well when it comes to like very tedious things that no one really wants to do. Say it's, filling out an expense report at work or calling the pharmacy to get prescriptions for yourself or for a family member. There are always tiny things that we can easily distract ourselves by. However, when that grows from just a normal amount of distraction, maybe 2 to 3 to 5 minutes, to hours of scrolling and not doing what you need to be doing to accomplish your goals in life, that's kind of a telling sign that it may be time for you to fix your relationship with social media. There's nothing wrong with a healthy distraction, but when you are tempted by social media to the point that you can no longer accomplish what you need to, that's a problem. Number 3, compulsive checking over short time spans. It's the same concept as going into the refrigerator at 5 o'clock, seeing nothing appetizing, and going back at 5:02 and also seeing nothing appetizing. Nothing happened in 2 minutes that you need to check and refresh. So if you find yourself compulsively checking minute after minute just to get, a hit of dopamine, that's a sign that you might want to consider a social media fast. These apps are essentially designed to be addictive, right? They're designed to keep us coming back, because the more time we spend on social media, the more advertisers will pay to have their ads on social media, and the more profit these companies will make. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with exchanging viewership for advertisement if you're actually deriving value from the things that you're viewing. But if you are checking social media every 1 to 2 minutes, you know deep down inside that there's probably not any new information that you can be getting, but it's more of a sign that that's just your knee-jerk reaction. When you are bored or when you're anxious or when you want to be distracted, the only thing you know to do is to check social media. And that's not necessarily a healthy relationship that we want to have with our phones. Instead, you could consider doing something like reading a book or taking a walk or drinking a glass of water. So this is a big reason that I took my social media fast. And one of the best things that my social media fast has done is broken that kind of knee-jerk reaction to just open my phone when I'm bored or distracted. I wouldn't say that it's completely gone, but it's definitely decreased the frequency. I would say that I still feel the urge to check my phone maybe like once an hour, whereas I would feel it like once every 5 minutes when I was so used to, that dopamine hit every time you open a different app. Sign number 4, it might be time to take a social media fast, is if you feel anxious when you are away from your phone. Even if you're in the house, it's really common for people to, touch all their pockets and look around because they don't know where their phone is. And without their phone, how can they keep up with the world? However, phones were designed to be a tool. They were designed to help us get information from others, to help us communicate with others, not to fill a void in our life. And if you are anxious when you are at home without your phone right next to you all the time, it might be a sign that it's time to redefine your relationship with your phone. That could be a sign that you are looking to your phone essentially to tell you what to do with your day and your time, instead of deciding what you want to do on your own and using your phone as a tool to help you get there. Sign number 5 that it's time to take a social media fast is that you have no real hobbies outside of social media. So this one is a tough one to hear because it's something that we often don't realize. Sometimes it's just so easy for us to come home from a hectic day of work or a very hectic day, if you're a parent with your kids, and just not want to do anything mindful and just scroll through your phone for hours. And that's understandable, once in a while when you don't want to be bothered with cooking or with working out. Totally understandable once in a while. However, it's really easy for that to become a habit. And when scrolling through your phone becomes your only hobby, that's pretty detrimental because it's not a hobby in which you can really grow and have a new interest and look into something new. It's a hobby in which you essentially just react to other people's lives. And that can really easily have us fall into the comparison trap or the advertiser trap of just buying all these new products because you see them advertised on social media. So a great thing to do if you do decide to go on a social media fast is to pick up a new hobby. The hobby that I have picked up on my social media fast is cooking. And I have made so many fun things, including ramen, including steak, including homemade air fryer fries that are very healthy and delicious. And so I've had so much fun watching myself grow as an amateur chef. And that was an area of my life that was not fulfilled before I went on my social media fast. So those are 5 signs that it might be time to take a social media fast. While I'm not saying that taking a social media fast is suddenly going to make you the most mindful and happy person in the world, What it will make you do is get crystal clear on what you really want out of life. When we spend so much time on social media looking at the lives of other people, it is just so easy to look at what they have and what they value and what they're sharing and automatically just want to do it. And if you keep a very curated group of friends on social media that you really value, that might not necessarily be a problem. But I've really benefited from just taking a step back and using this time that I'm not on social media to journal, to figure out what those things are that I want. And my clarity has improved so much. I really hope that you learned a lot from these 5 signs, and please let me know if you have any questions about taking a social media fast below. Bye!